You know what? No. We're not talking about what if the Dallas Stars get Rasmus Dahlin. That is not what's happening here. We're not going to be discussing the quote-unquote best NHL defensive pairing of 2023, Miro Heiskanen and Rasmus Dahlin. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. But the Dallas Stars, they've lost 6 games in a row. 2 of them have been in overtime, shootouts. They've grabbed 2 out of a possible 12 points. And because of this recent streak that's been going on for the Dallas Stars, coinciding with the rest of March where they went 4-2-2, the Dallas Stars are now 9th in the Western Conference. They're not in the playoffs, and they've really put themselves in a bad position here. They've been in a playoff spot basically the whole year. And everybody was talking about, yeah, no, that Central Division is really competitive. People talk about the Metro and the Central like, yo, man, these are the 2 really competitive divisions. The Central, Winnipeg, Colorado's on the upswing. Nashville, they've been really good. Chicago has been kind of dropping off recently, so it's like, you know, it's all the other teams, right? But that Central, man, Nashville, they've got themselves 106 points. Winnipeg's at 98, Minnesota's at 90, and the Dallas Stars, now down there at 84, 2 points out of the final wildcard spot that's being held by Anaheim. It's not looking good for the Stars right now, and there are many things that you could take a look and point at. If you wanted to find a scapegoat for this success, you could say, oh, it's the dump and chase system that Hitchcock is playing, it's not working. Let's talk about the beginning of the Stars game last night against the Capitals. Oh, it's Jason Spezza. He's injured right now, but Spezza has only tallied 1 assist in his last 19 games, and so there are a lot of people taking the blame out on him, because, yo, man, you're supposed to be really good. What the heck's going on? You're not getting any points. But you just gotta look at everything that's going on for the Dallas Stars right now, and I'm not gonna say they're a bad team. We've seen that the Dallas Stars can be a good team. A few months ago, they're on top of the world. We can see that the Stars have had success in this league. Their players, you know, Jamie Benn got the Art Ross a few years ago. Tyler Seguin was looking to be one of the better players in the league, and you could say that he definitely still is. But everything that's going on with the Dallas Stars right now, it's not encouraging growth. And by that, I mean, you take a look at the morale of the team. Let's just try to visualize the morale of this team. They've lost 6 straight. They've really lost 2 straight, because overtime and shootouts, yo, that doesn't count as a loss. They've lost 6 straight. Coming back, it's a homestand now. Does this team feel good about it? Are you going to ice a better Dallas Stars team? Because this team has found so many ways to lose. To choke and give up leads. If you watch any of these Dallas Stars games, you're going to see that they're not playing poorly. It's not like the team in front of, let's just say, Kari Lehtinen because Bishop is out. It's not like the team in front of Lehtinen is necessarily bad. But at the same time, Kari Lehtinen as a starter, it's just not working. Let's just establish that right up front here. It's not working. Bishop, he's out, so Lehtinen's the best option you got right now. Well, that's debatable. But the team in front of them is not finding ways to maintain leads. And this is the biggest thing that has been exploited here in this losing streak. All these losses, the first loss against Pittsburgh, that was by 2 goals. Montreal, 2 goals. Toronto, shootout. Ottawa, overtime. Winnipeg, 2 goals. Washington, 1 goal. They're losing these tight games. And it's not looking good for them right now, because they're blowing these leads in regulation. Granted, they had a shootout and an overtime loss, but still, 2 points out of a possible 12 in this recent stretch for the Stars. It's not putting them in a good position. And we could go over many things. We could talk about Spezza like I did. We could talk about things like Ken Hitchcock and his dump and chase system. You could put your fingers at any source you want. But there's one source that I kind of wanted to bring up myself. I saw this on Twitter a lot, in the Reddit comments and the forum posts and everything. The Dallas Stars are a one-line team. This is the claim that I've been seeing a lot recently. And if you take a look at the Dallas Stars and their lineup, you take a look at their top line. Okay, what's their top line? Jamie Benn, Okay, that's a top forward. Tyler Seguin, yeah, that's a top forward. Remy Elie. Oh. Okay, you know what? Maybe that's just depth. Maybe that's just them bringing and distributing out the depth throughout the lines. You know, we've seen it happen before. Connor Sherry is an example. What's their second line like? Okay, Matthias Janmark, Radek Faksa, and Alex Radulov. Okay, Radulov, yeah, he's pretty good. Faksa, Janmark, I like these guys a lot, but do they necessarily deserve that spot? Okay. Third line. Antoine Roussel, Devin Shore, and Tyler Pitlick. Okay. This is a depth line, you know? It's a third line, it's depth. It's a good supporting role for this team, right? And the fourth line, Curtis McKenzie, Jason Dickinson, and Jamel Smith. Okay, this team is kind of looking a little bit different without Jason Spezza now, is it? But really, at the same time, Spezza won assist in his last however many games. Is it really that bad? Taking a look at the Dallas Stars, the point I'm trying to make here is, the Stars are playing well. They're playing, let's say they're playing well. Does this mean that their fourth and third lines are automatically NHL lines? The players on these lines, do they belong in the NHL? Are these NHL caliber players that can lead a team through the playoffs? You take a look at all these players and you look and you say, And that's kind of the biggest thing I wanted to talk about here, is the depth of the Stars is so... Man, I don't want to say that it's weak, because it's been shown that they can sort of play at the NHL level, but the Stars are rocking two lines of players who would be 13th forwards on other teams. They have, let's say they have one or two good lines. Let's say that Tyler Seguin is the only one who's really succeeding right now. And you could argue that Ken Hitchcock's and his system, it's not working. But oh, look at Seguin. Seguin's doing just fine. Yeah, well, that's Tyler freaking Seguin. Of course he's gonna do well. He does well under every circumstance possible. Seguin isn't flourishing because of Hitchcock's system. He's doing it because he's Tyler Seguin. And that doesn't automatically validate the rest of Hitchcock's system with the rest of the team. Because we've been seeing it recently. This team can't hold on to leads. That dump and chase system that's trying to be played with that fourth and third line, it's not working. And in order to have a system that works with the team, you need a system that automatically adjusts to the players playing it. And at the same time, I don't think the Dallas Stars have either of that. And this recent losing streak has been really indicative of showing that. Because if you take a look at the Dallas Stars draft history, okay, let's go back to 2014. How many players are in the NHL right now that were drafted by the Dallas Stars since 2014? One, Julius Honka, who is playing in his second Dallas Stars season. He's at 37 games right now. He's the only one. Going back to 2013, Valeri Nichushkin, okay, not Nichushkin. Dickinson, yes, he's played 35 games in the NHL. Remy Elie, playing on the first line, yes. Nick Paul, he's played, but he's been playing for Ottawa. Then if you go back to 2012, Radek Faksa, the second line center, yep, he was drafted in the first round. Devin Shore, well, he's playing on the third line right now. What's going on with him? Lindell, he's the top pairing defenseman alongside of Klingberg. Does he belong there? And Jamel Smith. We could say a lot about Jamel Smith, but let's just leave it at that. The point is, I don't think the Dallas Stars have put themselves in a good position to win. And I think that's crazy that somebody like me could be coming out there and saying something like that. Because, yo, man, the Stars were supposed to be really good. When they traded for Seguin, it was done. Like, that was the big thing. Ben, Seguin, you could carry the rest of the team on your shoulders. Yeah, no, you can't really. Can't really. Ben and Seguin, they're really good players, yeah. But what exactly are they doing to the team to project the team forward? They can't do much, because the rest of the team, Kari Lehtinen, he's not doing really well. He lets in a lot of iffy goals. The rest of the team, they're letting in goals. They're finding ways to let in goals. And the system is not working with the Stars right now. Hitchcock's system is not working. The players that they've got, they haven't gotten the necessary tools in order to make a system like that work. It's just not good right now. And if you want to look forward, and say, yes, next year we're going to get Miro Heiskanen, and next year we could probably get Rasmus Dahlin. I don't know if that's the path that Dallas Stars fans should or want to take. Because let's say next year you do get Heiskanen, you get Dahlin, you get Guryanov, and you get Tufte. You got a good team, right? And everyone's all happy. But, like, just, is it worth it to focus on the future now? Because we've seen this Stars team do well. We've seen it. This season, the Stars have been amazing. But just not recently. March has been a really bad month for the Stars. And this is just one of those situations where I take a look at it and I'm like, yeah, no, teams, they get cold sometimes. It's just that this was the worst possible time for the Stars to get cold in the whole season. This was the worst time possible. This is the time where teams have started to clinch playoff spots. If the Stars became cold later down the season, where teams have already clinched, then okay, that's kind of the time frame where people already know who's in the playoffs and who's not. That's okay. If they were cold at the beginning of the season, we've seen teams come back from being cold at the beginning of the season. Look at Anaheim. But this time frame right here, this is the worst time frame any team who is in the playoffs, thinking about the playoffs, could ever go cold. Because they've lost 6 in a row. They've grabbed 2 out of a possible 12 points, and now they're out of a wildcard spot. Who knows? You know, I'm sitting here, I'm just talking about it. I'm not claiming to have any fixes or whatever. I'm not particularly a Stars fan, but I can identify a story that I want to talk about when I see one. And this is a story that I feel it's just tearing away at a lot of Dallas Stars fans. And a lot of them kind of don't really know what to think right now. And I know it happens with hockey teams, they lose games, but this time, it's something more than just losing a few games. It's throwing away the whole season. And that sucks. That really does suck. But hey, they got the chance at getting a lottery pick now. Please just don't get Rasmus Dahlin, please. Hope you guys enjoyed this video tour, plus wrestling gaming, and I don't really have anything to say other than the Dallas Stars. I hope you guys do well. I guess I'll leave things off with that, and bye.